Hey, it's all about automation, and this is Gary Mintchell, Automation World Editor-in-Chief. And holy smoke, there's just been way too much automation news this summer, and not too awful much of it good, at least the way it's going right now. First, we have the explosion, safety problems, oil spill, huge oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico with the BP rig. And so a lot of automation news is getting put into the popular media, or the mass media, if you will. And in this last week, I'm recording this on Friday, July 23rd, and last Saturday I was scanning my news feeds and saw something from Computer World. It said something, it piqued my interest because it said Siemens, and Siemens almost never hit some of these, but it wasn't just Siemens and some of the other divisions of the company, but it was Siemens Industrial Automation and their product WinCC, which is an HMI SCADA product, and it was being attacked by a worm, and it's a new worm. It's only been discussed or disclosed a little bit in Iran in a couple of places so far, and it looked like it was potentially a case of industrial espionage. So I started following that. I started blogging on it last Saturday at my blog at Gary Mintchell's Feed Forward, and then I picked up a new piece of news Sunday and wrote over the weekend to Siemens to get a response. And then starting Monday, it was like one response after another, as Siemens really jumped on it right away to find out what was going on and get to the bottom of it. They put a team in. They started ciphering through all the security hacks and everything. Eventually, it wound up. It's a hole in Microsoft Windows. Go figure. I mean, who isn't on Microsoft Windows as a platform anymore? Pretty much everybody. In industrial automation, we went open, and open meant Microsoft Windows. So we had that situation, and actually it appears that what it is these are things I don't like about Windows. I'm recording this on a Mac. I have a MacBook Pro, and I've gotten to where there's a lot I like about the Macs, but one thing I don't like about Windows are all these auto startup things. As soon as you stick a USB stick in, people do these auto run execs and stuff like that, and things just start up right away, and I don't like that. I like to be in control of what I start up. So anyway, apparently this thing is, you could plug a USB stick that's infected, and if it loads an image, it automatically loads some of the scripting that goes in there, and it could do all kinds of nasty stuff, and that's what this potentially could do. Siemens found one customer that had been infected. They came up with a fix. So they came up with a scan and tools to delete the worm, and they really worked, and they were quite transparent. I mean, I got at least one press release a day with a link and more that was going on, and so they really worked hard. Something to understand is not only, I mean, this attacked a particular Siemens installation, but it's a flaw in Windows. And by the way, Microsoft says they're working on a patch, even though it even goes back to XP, which supposedly they're not patching anymore. But it goes back to that, and to Microsoft, and that means if any of your stuff is running Microsoft, you're susceptible, if you don't have some good policies and behaviors for dealing with things like sticking in a USB stick. I mean, it could be as innocuous as somebody just gives somebody one as a spiff or something, and they load their kids' pictures on, take it to work, say, hey, look at my kids' pictures from the birthday party, and it loads this thing in because they don't know where they got the USB stick, and boom, you've got a virus or something. So, and that leads me to some other things that was going on called risky behaviors. People, if your company or you yourself don't have kind of an environment and just a lifestyle of avoiding risky behaviors, then you're at risk. And this counts for safety as well as security. It counts in your personal life as well as in your work life. I've interviewed people at Schneider, and they have a program where they try to go from, like, when you're slicing an onion all the way to what you do at work, because if you have an at-risk lifestyle at home, you'll have an at-risk lifestyle at work. I mean, let's just try to, all of us, to get a little bit better lifestyle of what we're doing, and try to eliminate some of these risky things. Some of these things are cumulative. The BP, I haven't personally studied the whole BP situation, but I've been talking to people who have been trying to stay on top because that's their business, is safety. And it appears that it's just like one little thing after another little thing after another little thing. One little decision didn't look at risk, but then they make another decision, and then another one, and the cumulative effect is a huge at risk, which led to really weird stuff. The New York Times today, Friday, July 23rd, had a thing. I've got a link in my blog. You can find the link. And what they've done is somebody testified before Congress and said, well, you know, we really turned off most of the security or the safety alarming system because we didn't want to wake people up. Hello? You know, as the kids would say, I think when you have a safety situation and it's significant enough to alarm, you want to be awoken so you can get off and out and all that kind of stuff. So a lot going on, and the New York Times earlier this week, and the link is on my blog again to this particular article, talks about all the things you learn from disasters. So therefore, I mean, you don't have a disaster so you can learn from it, but if you have any kind of a situation, you can learn from it. In fact, we do learn from them. And so hopefully, like in these cases, we learn about at-risk behavior. And we modify our behaviors, and we get our company environment and policy, and the managers, you know, enforce it, not so much enforce with a whip, but set the stage so that everybody feels comfortable with not being at risk. And I think that's the most important part of this essay today, has to do with this at-risk behavior. Safety, security, it all fits. Meanwhile, as I'm scanning my news feeds, I saw that Eric Murphy, who writes a blog called the OPC Exchange blog, has posted something about, and he's got some security tips in the blog, and he also points out OPC and OPC UA, part of the development of the whole new OPC technology, was to add security in. So people are thinking about the security, and it is important, and we are trying to address it. And it's just unfortunate that we have some of these incidents. Some of them can't be helped. I mean, but some of them that can be helped, and let's just all do our best to try to prevent all this stuff. Because you know, safety, you know, first off is to keep people from being killed or injured in various ways. Security often has the same impact. A security breach can also shut down improperly a process or something that would put people at risk physically and physical harm. But then there's so many other harms that go in, and a whole good environment for this will make your plant more productive. It'll increase efficiency, productivity, profitability. Senior executives certainly don't want to read about something in their manufacturing facilities in the New York Times. So there are so many things to consider, and this just once again this summer points out all the stuff that's going on. So I'm a little more relaxed today. I'm out at Sydney's Tawawa Park, and it's a beautiful park even though it's 95 degrees out, and it's been just a really hot summer. No record high, but just generally been hot and humid when I've been in town. This is actually the first full week I've been in town, or first week I've been in town the whole week, the whole summer and spring. But I take a little bit of time to teach some what are called disadvantaged kids yoga, trying to get them more at peace with themselves and calmer and in touch with their bodies. And so I just came from that class, and of course you know my other passion is soccer. So I thought, what the heck. It's a hot summer day. I'm out in the park, so I'll just do this essay from the park in my soccer shirt. So anyway, this is Gary Mintchell. It's an essay on safety, security, at-risk behavior, and coming to you on July 23rd, and hope you have a good weekend. See you.